just so you guys can have that knowledge sooner. Okay, I wish I had this stuff sooner. It would have really transformed how I operated in relationships, what I expected in relationships, what I looked for in a partner, just everything. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melody and I make faith-based content here on YouTube. I post a new video every single Tuesday, so if that is something you're interested in, definitely be sure to subscribe. I would love to have you join the family. If you are a returning subscriber, hello, welcome back. Let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So today's video is actually going to be the beginning of a brand new series here on my channel. I don't know what the series is going to be called yet. I'm thinking godly relationship series, but if you guys have any better ideas, definitely let me know in the comments below. But essentially, this series is just going to be me talking about all the things that I'm learning in terms of godly relationships. I grew up in the church, but there are things that I witnessed in my life and messages I received from culture and the world, and even things that I just believed that I'm realizing now are not true and are unhelpful when you're trying to pursue a God-centered relationship and to go down that path of being married with someone. You know, there are so many things that I'm unlearning right now, and so that is what this series is going to be. Me sharing all the information and all the knowledge that I am learning and that I have learned over the years with you, so you can be well equipped when you are walking into your God-centered relationship. So without too much further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the first topic in our relationship series, which is going to be lies that I believed about relationships. So a lot of these lies that I have acquired about relationships over the years came from culture, it came from what I personally experienced in my family dynamic, and it also came from just my experiences in relationships and how I perceive them to be. The first relationship lie that I wholeheartedly believed was that relationships don't last. So this first lie, I think I can really trace back to my parents' divorce. So I come from a divorced household and my parents got divorced when I was 12. So that's kind of when you're starting to look at relationships and just pick up on more relational things. So that's really the first unconscious belief that I took on in regards to relationships. Number one, they don't last. And I really didn't know that I was holding that belief in my heart until I was 22. So fast forward 10 years, and that's something that I really have had to pluck out of my heart, that belief, because it is false. Relationships do last. God created marriage in the context of it lasting throughout your lifetime. Yes, it's going to be difficult, and yes, there is divorce. You know, you can exit the relationship, but ultimately I know now that relationships do last. And so that is going to be the first relationship lie that I used to believe. So number two on the list, the lie that I used to believe about relationships was that nobody was waiting until marriage. Really, that's what I believed. And I first want to go ahead and preface this by saying that if you are someone that has that belief right now and you're watching this video and you're looking at me thinking, I don't know anyone that's waiting until marriage, I am someone that is waiting until marriage. So now you know that people are out here doing it. People are walking this out, that it is difficult, but it is possible. And let me be that person to tell you that. This is something that I really used to believe when I first came into relationship with God. That's not realistic, you know, in this culture, in these times. I don't know anyone that did that. I don't think people really do that. I started to read books and really just kind of try to learn more about what it looked like to walk that out. But it is something that in the beginning, I really genuinely didn't think that anyone was doing that. And that couldn't be further from the truth. There are a lot of men and women out there that are waiting until marriage. So I want to encourage anyone that does have that belief to first, you know, sometimes we don't know we have these beliefs. So first ask yourself, do I believe that no one is out there doing this? And then if you do, let me tell you that that is a lie. There are people out here that are walking this out. So that is going to be number two. So the third relationship lie that I used to believe was that relationships were made to make you happy. And that if you are not happy 24/7, or if it is too difficult, that this relationship is not for you and you immediately need to break up with this person. So I really started to absorb this lie from culture. I feel like because I didn't see marriage up close, I just feel like I didn't really have anywhere to look in terms of what a real relationship looked like. I had TV, I had movies, and of course, in the movies and the TV, it shows you happily ever after. It shows you the good times. It shows you just laughing. It doesn't show you the difficulties. It doesn't show you compromise. It doesn't show you how to deal with conflict. It shows that there is the absence of all of these things. So I really internalized that and thought, in relationships, it should be easy. If it gets too hard, this is not for me, and this is not right. This is wrong. Like, I should not be engaging in this. And I think that lie really ultimately saved me in some ways from sticking around in relationships that ultimately weren't right for me. But at the same time, when I did get into my current relationship and we did run into difficulties in communication or just conflict in general, which you can't avoid in relationships, I started to doubt if this relationship was good and for me, instead of knowing this just comes with the territory and I'm gonna experience this with anyone. You know, like, this conflict is gonna happen in every single relationship, but it's how you work through it. It's how you communicate through it. And it gives me a new perspective on how to handle the conflict and, you know, lean into it more and focus on what I can actually learn through this. So that is the third lie that I used to believe about relationships. So the next lie that I used to believe about relationships was that the person that I wanted, the type of man that I desired to be in relationship with, simply didn't exist. I really used to think that what I wanted didn't exist because I had never seen it, not from far away and definitely not from up close. But I feel like God really was so gracious in enabling me to meet people, and while they weren't my person and they weren't the person I was supposed to be with, they still showed me that the type of characteristics that I'm looking for in a man do exist. I think when we believe that what we want doesn't exist, that does make us more inclined to settle. Don't settle, ladies. What you want, the desires that you have in terms of the man that you want to share life with, the man you want to do life with, the man you want to marry, all of those desires have been placed in your heart for a reason, and we really have to have faith that God placed them there for a reason, because that man, that type of man exists. So that is number 4. So the fifth and final lie that I used to believe about relationships was that I didn't need God's help in this area, that I could figure all this stuff out by myself. Now let me tell you, I crashed and burned over and over and over again with this mindset, but it didn't stop me from being stubborn and really believing this and trying to figure everything out all by myself. I talk about this in the Daniel fast video that I posted, but essentially I got to a point realizing that I am trying to operate in relationships by my mind, doing everything by myself, not consulting God, and I am getting absolutely nowhere. And I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that really is what led me to truly surrendering the area of relationships. Because while I was operating in a sense in His will, you know, I was seeking out a relationship where we would be waiting until marriage, I still was on the apps, you know, trying to seek out this person, just wanting to see what's out there. And, you know, I won't really talk to him. I just want to, you know, get a glimpse of what's out there. And yeah, I was doing all the things that I knew God was telling me not to, but I just couldn't wait. I couldn't be patient. And I also realized, like, I just wanted to be in control so bad. So if you are someone who relies on self-sufficiency sometimes in the area of relationships, I really encourage you to give it over to God. You know, I know for me, I was able to give Him over so many aspects of my life, but I held on to the area of relationships because I really felt like, I got this. I don't need your help. I got this. But it wasn't until I surrendered that He really was able to show up and show out and really able to bring that person into my life, which I'm so incredibly grateful for. So that is going to be the last thing on the list. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Again, this is going to be the first video in a new relationship series that we are doing here on my channel. So if you're excited for this relationship series, definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know. And now it is your turn. Let us know in the comments below what some relationship lies that you used to believe are, and let us know the truth that God has replaced those lies with. I really look forward to hearing from you guys. I always love reading through the comments. I feel like there is such an amazing community we have going on here. So I'm just appreciative in advance. If you enjoyed this video, again, I encourage you to subscribe for new videos every single Tuesday, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.